Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's having a great summer. Today we're visiting a very special location of Jack Shainman Gallery, one of my favorites in New York. We are in Kinderhook, New York, where Jack Shainman has taken a former high school and transformed its 30,000 square foot space into a gallery. He did this back in 2013, so we're going to see what it's like. I'd like to call out that the school is only open on Saturdays, but you can schedule an appointment if you'd like to visit on a different day. I will leave details about all of that linked below in the description box. So there's plenty of parking in the back of the building, and then there's all of these large-scale sculptures from the gallery's artists, like the one we just saw from Hank Willis Thomas. All throughout the grounds, it's about 5 acres surrounding the school. We've got another Hank Willis Thomas sculpture. So today we're going to see an exhibit from one artist, Nina Chanel Abney. And if you're not familiar with Abney, she's known for creating a variety of works, paintings, and sculptures about subjects such as race, celebrity, religion, politics, sex, and art history, all through this really simplistic, flat, colorful graphic language that is very pop art-esque. The show is titled Doggo, and it's on view until late November. And it features works by Abney whose shapes and colors are inspired by the color theories of Matisse, Cubists Pablo Picasso and Fernand Léger, as well as Aaron Douglas and Jacob Lawrence, who were great artists of the Harlem Renaissance. I feel like sometimes when press releases or just art writing in general mention influences, it's often a bit of a stretch, but you can really directly see these influences in Abney's work. But she's also managed to be influenced by the greats, but still create something that reads as new and fresh and modern, which is actually really hard to do, and you don't see it done well that often. The title of the show, Doggo, is referencing a British slang term that means to keep a low profile, to be strategic about when to act versus when to observe. And Abney has used this for the title of the show because she wants to challenge the viewer to really sit and observe her works and take in not only what is obvious, but search for what's not obvious at first glance. There are a lot of invisible forces within society that shape global issues that are really important to Abney, such as, quote, imperialism, settler colonialism, implicit biases, and systematic inequalities. Similar to artists like Derek Forjour, Abney uses these bright colors and patterns as a way to draw the viewer in and help them approach these difficult topics in a more easy to digest and approachable way. You may have noticed that Abney also uses a lot of repetitive shapes in her work, and this is intentional. They're meant to represent the patterns we see within society through things like social contracts and just general human behavior. And the gallery states that, quote, "This exhibit underscores the role of art as both a veil and a window, camouflaging certain truths while revealing others." This really is such an incredible space, especially this room. It was almost overwhelming. There's so much more room than their Chelsea Gallery spaces, even though I will say that their new Tribeca space is very large as well. And I bet this is a really exciting thing for their artists to know that they could potentially have the opportunity to create works for this space with very little size constraints that they normally have to be conscious of. This is a little peek at the town of Kinderhook, which is very small but very quaint. They have a nice bookstore as well as some cute cafes and shops. And I mean, in general, of course, the school is the highlight. And I love how central it is to the town. It's less than a 5-minute walk, so you can park at the school and then grab something to eat very easily, which is what we did at Morning Bird Cafe. And that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got a few more summer travels to share with you all, so stay tuned for that. And then we'll be back to our regular Art World schedule in September. And I will see you all in my next video.